What's going on, guys? Alex over with 814 EDC, and today I have a quick little unpackaging to do for you guys today. This is coming in from my buddy JD over at Daily Gear Guide, and this is a Lefty passaround package, as always. And in here, I believe is what package is this? I think it's a Civivi Headbanger, which is a Blade HQ exclusive, I believe, designed by one of their employees. Like 8-inch overall knife, really big knife. And then I think the new, at least I think it's a new variation, or the V2 version of the Flytanium BEEF. So pretty excited about the BEEF. It's been one that's been kind of on my radar for a little while. Coming in, I think around like 55, 60 bucks. It's been very, very popular. And like I said, I think they just, I know they just did, drop a variant 2 with upgraded steel. I believe they did T8 hardware all around and maybe one other upgrade, but the 14C, jumping from D2 to 14C was like the big, that and the T8 were like the big upgrades, but I believe it's a new one. So unboxing knife is my Civivi Manufacturing Zero. Absolutely love this little thing. Did my full review on it a couple weeks ago. It's just such a nice little added EDC, tool, knife, gadget, fidget toy, whatever you want to call it. I've been rocking it in the fifth pocket of my jeans recently, and it sits in there super nice. I love the tactical power lanyard from Chris over at Lone Star Knife and Supply. And speaking of these, if you guys are interested in a Civivi Manufacturing Zero, there's a link down in my bio to Lone Star Knife and Supply. Chris usually has some sort of combination and variations of these in stock. If you use that link or use code 814EDC, you can save some money off your purchase, 10% off, save you some moolah. So definitely go check that out if you guys are, wanting to pull the trigger on one of these. I'm supporting a small knife shop who does USA made only knives. Chris is an awesome dude, and I guess kind of a shameless plug for myself. I'm still getting used to kind of plugging stuff like that. I just got a what's the word I'm looking for? I have a code and a link from him. There's an account that I can't think of the term. Typical Alex. But yeah, so we have the Civivi Headbanger, designed by Brandon Beecher, who, like I said, I believe is a Blade HQ employee. This is in dark green canvas micarta with a satin finished Nitro V blade. And then we have the BEEF, fire red stone washed, prime cuts, exceptional service. Let's open up the Headbanger first, because I'm really curious about that. I like the custom packaging though. I think that's really, really cool. These things keep popping up on my phone. Obviously you get the taco style pouch. Yeah, this thing is a big boy. Obviously you get the paperwork, a sticker, microfiber, all that jazz. And here is the Headbanger, guys. So really nice canvas screen micarta. Civivi does a great job on the micarta. I've always thought that they do a nice job. Nice little backspacer there. It is a reversible clip, but you get a nice milled titanium clip on there. You guys can see Headbanger BB for Brandon Beecher. Dual thumb studs. And you get this really interesting compound grind on here. You get this really nice thin hollow grind, and then a nice chisel tip out here. I'm going to say this is a drop point with a lot of belly, kind of like a Skinner type of blade. Nice little thumb ramp up here. And obviously I can get all 4 fingers on here really nicely. You even have a choil, so choked up. You have a ton of room. No blade play. Liner lock. Ooh. Just drops. But what would you expect when you have, I want to say this is almost a 4-inch blade, somewhere around there. Buttery smooth action. Guillotine. I don't know. You don't have a ton of lock bar access there. Oh, okay. Trying to get my, there we go. It's hard to do it because it's, yeah, you can do it. You can get your thumb out of the way quickly if you move it fast enough. But definitely probably one of the more guillotine-y droppers I've handled in a while. Reverse flick is nice. Definitely not my cup of tea when it comes to design aesthetics and overall size, but still happy to check this out because I did see some some hype around it recently. Very, very cool. So that is the Headbanger. The thing is droppy. Then we of course got the Beef. Get a little sticker there. Pretty plain Jane packaging. I'm curious if this is... Okay, so this is the new version because it is in 14C. But here we have the Beef. Really nice red G10. Nice pop of color there. Of course, you have the crossbar lock. You have a... Looks like a black G10 backspacer. You have a reversible loop over style deep carry clip, of course. And I like how you don't have like a filler plate or anything, but it's just naturally milled out there on the scale. You do have countersunk screws, which is really nice. Red thumb studs. Just a nice, again, kind of a very similar blade shapes, honestly, which I wasn't really kind of putting two and two together, but very, very similar. You get a nice thumb ramp here on the Beef. Good ergos. I mean, it's a pretty squared off, well, not squared, rectangulared off, boxy handle. But easily get all four fingers on here. Plenty of room for activities. No blade play. Good enough crossbar action. Again, this is like a $60 knife. And it was cool to see them take feedback from the community and listen to them because, like I said, they moved everything to T8 and they went from D2 steel to 14C, which I think makes this an even better of a value. Internal milling is nice. Nested liners. All the things you look for in a budget banger. Good action. Thumb studs are nicely placed. Yeah, I mean, it's not blowing my socks off, but it's good. It's I would say it's as I expected it to be from seeing all the videos and from seeing people posting about it. And I do really like the red, nice stone wash there on the blade. This kind of reminds me of a Mini Freak blade, the blade shape, the Mini Freak from Benchmade. Gives me those types of vibes, but yeah, really, really cool. Excited to finally get to check this out. The Beef has been popular for, I feel like it's been out for like a year or so, and seeing, finally get to check one out is cool. And then, of course, we have the Headbanger, also very, very cool, very, very drop shutty. But, of course, you have a nice, thick piece of Nitro V up top there. But keep an eye out for my full review on these within the next 2 weeks. Drop a comment down below what your guys' thoughts and opinions are. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this have the Beef in the collection. Do you like it? Do you hate it? As always, let me know. But I'm going to wrap this up now. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, day, night, month, weekend, year, whenever you guys are watching this. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.